In 2008, the effort to design a management plan for Honolua began with months of community meetings and visioning focused on how to care for this special place. During its 7-year fight to stop development, Save Honolua Coalition was adamant about a co-management model between the community and the state. The goal was always stewardship, not just protection. To their credit, the state responded with a remarkably thorough draft management plan after receiving extensive community input. This plan is called the Honolua-to-Honokōhau Management Plan, or HHMP. Yet, after its release in 2023, nothing was done about it. To compound the problem, the state's Conservation Action Plan group failed to achieve cultural benchmarks and made very little progress. Meanwhile, with 2 boat groundings in as many years, continuing reef decline, and increasing visitor pressure, we could no longer wait. We became laser focused on making positive change happen for Honolua. And then something amazing happened. The new Maui Land Pineapple leadership approached us to take on stewardship of 17 acres in Honolua Valley under a long-term lease. Soon after, Trust for Public Land offered to help raise funds for the purchase of these lands. Now the state agrees. It is time to put co-management in place for Honolua.
So we have a plan as a community to address not just the impacts from the boating industry, but also land-based visitors. And it prioritizes cultural use, education for the visitors, and the environment. And we've been trying to get your attention on this for a while now, and I think it's time.
And I appreciate that, John, and I recognize that there is a much bigger issue regarding Honolua as a whole. And I do believe we're trying to move in that direction, both with the community, all of our different divisions, state parks,
Yeah,
DOFA, DOBAR, DAR. So yeah, I think we are committed to finding a long-term stewardship agreement where we can work with the community on stewarding this resource. So very open to doing that, and we're looking forward to that continued partnership with you.
we have a plan that we've been vetting through our community. We have a public meeting next month about this. And we've been working with the landowners and kind of building upon the work we did with the state park.
Yeah.
And I think it all makes sense when you get to see it.
No, I think there's a really comprehensive resolution to this to address both the land base as well as impacts in the ocean. So looking forward to that partnership with your community.
Thank you.
Our Puʻuhonua or Honolua Cultural Sanctuary Plan builds upon, implements, and fulfills the HHMP. It builds a co-management framework with the state to protect land and sea, manage visitors, support cultural education, and reserve 2 moorings in the bay for cultural use. The action items in our Cultural Sanctuary Plan are directly taken from the HHMP. Honolua is beloved, if not sacred, to many different groups of people. Our plan is one of inclusion. Through education, everyone who enters Honolua can do so with respect and responsibility. The goal is to shift from transactional extraction to stewardship and reciprocity, inviting all who come by land or sea to take part in Honolua's recovery. The plan reduces visitor use by 2/3 on land and sea, following the successful Ha'ena Kaua'i model. This balance protects the environment, supports the community, and creates space for residents to reconnect with this place. With Aloha Pukukui caring for the Mauka lands, this plan addresses the needs in the valley, shoreline, and bay, while bringing the wa'a back home, thus reconnecting a living Honolua ahupua'a. What an incredible opportunity. Let's look at a map of the area. The main visitor access is by the 1-lane bridge and porta potties at the north end of Honolua Valley. This parcel became state property in 2014 through the agreement that stopped commercial development and remains in state hands. These are Land Commission Award Kuleana parcels, actively cared for by lineal descendants. Our cultural sanctuary plan does not make management decisions for these lands. We hope it supports these families, strengthens their well-being, and helps ease the burden of caring for such special places. These 3 parcels, currently owned by Maui Land Pineapple Company, are the lands we are discussing for long-term lease or purchase with help from Trust for Public Land. To view the detailed map, please visit savehonolua.org. Okay, we begin with parking because it is the most effective way to manage use. Driving through and parking in Honolua is frustrating, difficult, and sometimes dangerous. Therefore, almost all roadside parking will be eliminated. There are 3 sections off the highway that can safely accommodate parking, which will be prioritized for free kama'aina use, with approximately 14 stalls set aside for residents. This is obviously not enough parking for Honolua, so all other parking will be off-site on Maui Land and Pineapple Land, just mauka of Lipoa Point with shuttle service to the bay. Visitor parking and shuttle fees will help fund the Cultural Sanctuary Plan. The current lot near the porta potties will become a drop-off area with limited stalls for loading and unloading and space for shuttle pickup and drop-off. The current visitor access area shown on the map is located on state land. Visitors will make reservations online, through a website and app, which will prepare them for their visit and provide further opportunities for involvement. Each visitor will be given a designated arrival time. Visitors will gather in small groups of about 30 and be greeted by a cultural sanctuary representative. The representative will guide each group to the bay, sharing cultural and environmental knowledge to prepare them as stewards of the sanctuary. The visitor pathway will be carefully managed to keep people on the route, possibly using a handrail or boardwalk system. The least invasive design will be prioritized. The final location of the educational pathway may change after further non-invasive research on sacred sites in Iwikupuna. Visitors will exit along the same route with opportunities to learn more through educational QR codes. By connecting respectfully with the land and culture, visitors will gain a more meaningful, authentic experience while knowing their presence supports the well-being of the sacred Vahipana of Honolua. Kama'aina access will be located at the south end of Honolua Valley, near the dirt road and gate. Access will be verified through the app, confirming residency and completion of the Puʻuhonua or Honolua Cultural Sanctuary certification at least once. A community member will monitor this access point, ensuring access for locals. It is vital to create space for the local community, free from overcrowded tourism. For too long, local people and cultural practitioners have stayed away from Honolua. We hope our people will be renewed by this healing place, rich with mana, reclaiming Honolua as their own, especially for our Lahaina community, as part of their recovery, a place of joy, connection, and renewal. We envision a gathering area for teaching and events that reflect the sanctuary's values, a living classroom for our keiki, and a traditional hale dedicated to healing practices such as lomi lomi, la'au lapa'au, and other traditional methods, as well as 2 hale va'a, one for hui o va'a kaulua and another for supporting the paddling community. Caretaking, education, and maintenance of the sanctuary will create at least 12 living wage jobs for local community members and cultural practitioners. One of the most important goals of the Cultural Sanctuary is to create a space and a welcoming environment for our va'a to return and once again call Honolua home. Hokule'a's 1976 maiden voyage to Tahiti began here, a moment of deep cultural significance. Each time she returns, thousands gather, showing how powerfully this place and the Va'a continue to inspire and unite our community. Unfortunately, the commercial boating industry has dominated the moorings, often making it difficult and uncomfortable for our Va'a to return. Amy Hanaiali Igilium, president of Hui o Wa'akaulua, states, Honolua is a place of profound importance in Hawaiian culture. It was from here that the legendary Wa'akaulua, double-hull canoe, Hokulea, embarked on her maiden voyage to Tahiti in 1976, igniting the Hawaiian Renaissance and cultural awakening. Yet, today, cultural practitioners feel unwelcome in their own ancestral waters. Hui o Wa'akaulua has a very difficult time mooring our Va'a in Honolua Bay for cultural practices and bringing our keiki to learn on our floating classroom. We are at a critical point, and it is imperative that we protect the mana of Honolua for future generations. Some commercial boating companies have been more supportive than others, and we look to them to be industry leaders by working with the Cultural Sanctuary to take better care of the bay and enhance their guests' experience. The bay has 3 mooring sets, allowing 3 boats at a time. 2 will be prioritized for Va'a and cultural use. The 3rd set of moorings will accommodate commercial snorkel boats that align with the sanctuary's cultural and educational values and contribute to its care. This reflects the same 2/3 reduction for visitor use that was used on land. Each snorkel boat tour could begin with cultural protocol. A sanctuary representative would greet the vessel by kayak or paddleboard with a mele komo, or mele aloha to welcome guests, then board to share a short cultural and environmental orientation, certifying participants as stewards of this beautiful, sacred cultural sanctuary. The Honolua Mokuleia Marine Life Conservation District, MLCD, was established in 1978. It has proven inadequate for protecting the reef, wildlife, and overall ecosystem. The MLCD is actually used as a sales tool to promote Honolua as a marine preserve, implying that it is well protected, when in fact, it is not. Other MLCDs in Hawaii are much more protective and can even ban commercial boating entirely. The reevaluation of our MLCD is long overdue. It needs to be said that surfing is deeply tied to Honolua's cultural identity. We are grateful that surfers are part of the sanctuary, and we call upon them to participate and uphold the sanctuary's values. Leadership of the Puʻuhonua or Honolua Cultural Sanctuary will be guided by the Ka'aha or Honolua Council, made up of lineal descendants, cultural practitioners connected to Honolua, and key community representatives. Supporting committees, including cultural resources, ecological management, and science and education, will advise and inform the Council's decisions. The Save Honolua Coalition will serve as the managing entity responsible for leases, ownership, employment, fundraising, and the infrastructure needed to support sanctuary operations. All efforts will be carried out in coordination with the state under a co-management model. The community at Haʻena Kauai has successfully implemented a similar plan and produced a case study available on our website that has strongly supported and informed our work. Chipper Wickman, the architect of the plan, has been consulting with us, and his input has encouraged and strengthened our work. We have also received guidance from Oconee and the Ohana at Kealakekua Bay on Hawaii Island. We share a similar vision, and our work supports one another. The Puʻuhonua or Honolua Cultural Sanctuary Plan is how we restore balance to Honolua. We can greatly reduce visitor impacts, take steps to revitalize the environment, and create space for our community to return, be supported, and find healing, joy, and inspiration once again, all while generating living wage jobs and welcoming the Va'a back to Honolua Bay. Please help. The most important thing you can do is get involved. Sign our petition and register for action alerts at savehonolua.org. This is Wilmot Kamaunu Kahaiali'i, President for Save Honolua Coalition, wanting to extend a warm mahalo to all our community members who've made this possible. Mahalo to Department of Land and Natural Resources, Maui Land Pineapple, Hawaii Tourism Authority, and Trust for Public Land. We extend a deep, heartfelt mahalo to our ohana working in the ahupua, from Mauka to Makai. Mahalo to Aloha Puʻukukui, and mahalo to Huiova'a Kaulua. And last but not least, a warm, hohonu, deep felt sincere mahalo to our ohana taking care of the Kuleanos here. Mahalo to the lineal descendants. E ho'omao I ka pono no kākou. Until we meet again, everybody, aloha.